What's up, everyone? It's Chicks in the Office with Rhea and Fran, giving you that Friday energy on a Friday. How are we doing today, Francesca? How are we doing today, Noah? How are we doing today, class, who is listening to this podcast? Hopefully, your week was filled with joy and whatever else it could be filled with. You know, maybe you had some ups, maybe you had some downs, but hopefully it all comes back around for the weekend, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, it does. It is Friday before a beautiful September weekend. I think it's going to be warm. It might be too warm. We're in that, you guys see there's always a meme that goes around about like New York weather.
Yes.
That's like New York seasons are actually 8 different seasons where you have, it's scorching hot, and then you have fake fall, and then you have repeat summer, and then you have real fall. Mm-hmm. Where these last couple of days we started to get kind of like fake fall. And I think it's going to be hot. It's going to be like in the 80s again this weekend.
I am truly ready for it to go into low 70, high 60 degree weather.
I want low 60s, high 50s.
Okay. No,
that's a drastic change.
That's cold.
Too drastic of a change.
No, you can do a hoodie in 65 to 72 degree weather.
I wore this little shack.
In the 70s, I'm not wearing a hoodie to walk.
I wore this jacket to work because I stepped outside. It was like 70 degrees, and I was a little chilly.
I think 70 degrees you could wear a hoodie.
I was a little chilly.
You know when the air is crisp and you can feel it hit your face?
I don't like
love
that.
that.
I don't like
Who
that.
likes that?
I don't like that.
Apparently
What do you
you.
mean? People love fall.
That makes my ears cold.
fall, not winter.
High 50s, low 60s is not winter.
No, that's reaching.
High 50s is cold.
High 50s is winter.
Tell me high 50s is cold in
40
3 months when it's snowing.
No, we're talking relative to fall, Noah.
Fall weather is like 60s.
The ideal fall weather, the ideal fall day to me is 66 degrees.
I like that.
Yeah, I agree. 65 to 72.
Maybe more like 62 for me, but that's just personal preference.
That's a personal temperature
preference. Yeah. That's fine.
I already spoke about this, but I am usually one who just drags summer all the way into winter, and I skip the fall entirely. Yeah. I am so excited for fall.
You are. You have been
hyping
up fall.
I think I'm going to participate in some like
Sunday fun days.
Yeah, that's what I said. I think I'm going to participate in some.
I hate that I just called it Sunday fun day. I'm really sorry I just did that.
No, it's okay.
But Sundays are great. Why are you crying?
I have truly no idea this time. I think I'm just so excited about participating in some Sundays.
I don't know what. You're making me emotional for no reason too. I don't.
What truly? Why am I crying about being excited to participate in Sunday fun days?
Do you like apple picking?
No, I could do without.
No, I'd rather just go sit at I'd rather just sit at a bar and watch some football.
Or a vineyard, like go walk through, drink some wine. I could do that.
Yeah.
Apple cider.
Ooh.
But apple picking. But like maybe I will do some fun fall activities this year.
Maybe you will.
Pumpkins.
Maybe I'll carve a pumpkin. Yeah. I'm full of life.
I do like decorating for fall.
The leaves. Central Park. Love Central Park in the fall.
Oh, yeah. I got to get down there. Up there.
You know what would actually be a great little couple trip for you?
Tell me.
Me and my girlfriends did it a couple years ago, but I think you would, if you want to like really dig into the fall vibe.
Yeah.
We did Saratoga. As the leaves were changing, beautiful.
That is beautiful.
And it's such a cute,
he has some friends over there.
Such a cute town.
I've never been.
There's great bars.
Oh,
it has a little something for everyone.
No, I might have to do that.
The what?
You know Skinny Atlas?
No.
Oh, you don't? It's upstate, but it's like very nice.
Oh.
No.
Upstate New York. You don't know Skinny Atlas? Oh, so nice. I'm pretty sure
I've never heard of it.
One of the presidents went there to vacation. I don't know.
I'm just really excited for Sundays.
Yeah,
now,
I do love
because
Sundays.
I usually hate Sundays. I really do. But now I'm like, you know what? Why not just make the most of my Sundays and head to a bar?
Amen.
Why don't I just drink my Sundays away?
Amen.
Like everybody else on this earth.
Huh? Also, we don't record on Sundays anymore.
Hey, Rhea. Don't let Sunday ruin your Monday.
Hey, Fran. JJO. Nobody's going to get that.
Oh, boy. As much as we joked about Harry Styles making a Chris Pine joke at his first show back, The man made a Chris Pine joke at his first show back. Couldn't believe it.
He had to.
I really like kind of thought he didn't have to, but he did.
I didn't think he was going to, but I thought that he had to win everyone back. Like, he won Rhea back.
It was a funny joke.
He did win me back.
It was a funny joke. And I really he performed, I want to say he performed like 2 songs, and then he got to the mic and he's, hey, everybody. Unfortunately, he was talking on the other side of where I was, so it was like kind of hard to hear because his voice was going the other way. Mm-hmm. But Gia has good ears. So I was like, what did he just say?
I can't believe it. I'm so jealous.
He's like, he said, just popped over to Venice to spit on Chris Pine. Now we're back at MSG. Everybody laughed.
Very funny joke by him. Self-awareness. Now Kelly Keegs is going tonight, and the Queen just passed, and now she'll be able to hear Harry's.
He's gonna have to say something, right?
He's gonna say something.
I don't know.
So both of you are getting inside scoops.
History being made.
Do you think he? I guess he. I mean, he doesn't have just because he's British. Like,
I don't know. Maybe
no, he doesn't have to, but it is something that I think anybody would mention.
He should play like a special song for her.
Maybe. Side note, this is a more personal level for you. Your birthday's coming up.
It is.
And I got you a really cool
Rhea's
gift.
hyping up this gift so hard.
I told you it.
So hard. She said it's something I have never seen before in my whole life.
Never seen done before. Probably
never seen
for
done
her.
before. For
I'm
me.
trying to remember what it was.
Look at our text. I texted it to you yesterday.
Well, while you look, I have one I want to say. What did I want to say about Harry Styles? Oh, also absolutely adorable. I posted this on my Instagram story.
Oh,
but
yeah.
Do you agree it's something I've never seen before?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a fact.
I'm very excited.
But my only, I'm sorry to cut you. We can go back to Harry. My only worry, and I'm getting, we're not so far from your birthday, but we're far enough now that it's done with.
Yeah.
I just don't know if it's going to get here in time for your birthday. Okay. And I want that on record. But once you do get it, it'll come within the week of your birthday.
Okay.
Once you get it, you'll understand that this needs some time.
So are you not going to tell her on her birthday what it is?
No.
Because I did get her another gift as well that will be definitely here on your birthday.
Okay.
And that one's great too. So you'll have a little something. You'll have a little treat.
Yeah.
Before you get the full shebang.
I'm trying not to think about it too much.
You'll never.
I don't
you'll
want to
never
keep thinking of. I'd rather just.
You'll just never guess it.
Yeah. I don't even. You
literally will never.
Well,
guess
that's why I don't even want to think about it because I don't want to in my head come up with ideas of what it is.
And then get disappointed?
Not disappointed, but being like, oh, or just taken aback. I just don't want to be shocked.
When you were kids,
I want to be shocked in a good way because I'm like, wow.
Yeah, no,
I wouldn't even thought of this. So I'm not even thinking about it.
We'll never expect it and we'll leave it at that.
Yeah.
Would you try to find the presents before Christmas or
No.
Because I was the type where I didn't want, if I knew where they were, I didn't want to. I closed my eyes when my mom was wrapping.
Me too. I didn't want to.
I like the surprise.
Yeah.
I did a couple years.
I actually don't love surprises. Well, that's because I haven't been surprised often until this year. And now I do enjoy them because they're very sweet. But before that, I had never really been surprised with anything. So I always said I didn't like surprises.
Like someone showing up in a city.
That was a great surprise.
Yeah. It was a good surprise. I've also never really been surprised.
Have you yet?
Ever?
Yeah. No, surprise, yeah, but not not a surprise.
Well, good thing today.
Not a surprise that's made for me. I've been surprised by news or happenings,
a surprise gift or
a surprise that is made for me.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a surprise party?
Wow, so you've never been surprised with something?
That's just not true.
No, it is true.
Not me.
That has to be true. Until this year.
I mean, look, you can say you're surprised when you get a gift,
yeah, but
from family or a significant other or something. But nothing that's I'm just not. I'm totally out of the loop.
You're led a different way,
yeah.
And then to the surprise. Truly, that has never happened to me until this year, and now Marty has given me at least 5 surprises in the last couple of months. I'd never been surprised so much. Or ever until this year.
I'm trying to think. I feel like it's just you're just talking about a huge event type thing.
Yeah. Not even a huge event, but just
say she was going
hey
somewhere.
babe, we have plans next week and I'm not telling you what it is. It's a surprise. Okay, great. And then you show up and it's like it's a date night and it's like you're going to a Broadway show but you don't know what show it is.
Oh, okay.
Like something like that. Like
Or not even telling
or a party
not
or
even
anything like
telling you there's a surprise.
Yeah.
Like, oh, Fran's going to the vineyard with just her family. Joe says, I can't come this weekend. Boom, he shows up.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll work on something.
Yeah.
Hey, when you get engaged, I bet it'll be a surprise.
I hope so. I would prefer it to be that
It's
way.
like, hey, next week I'm gonna propose to you.
I would definitely prefer it to be that way. Hairstyles. Harry. There was a mom and her. I'm assuming mom and daughter who were like at the end of the catwalk. They were up against the barricade in the pit. She was so cute. She had on like big red headphones to help with like the sound and everything. And every time Harry walked down that catwalk, the first time he looked in the crowd and saw her, he was like, oh, you guys good? Like making sure she was okay because she's small and it's in the pit and it's loud. And then every single time he went back down the catwalk, he like would give her a thumbs up to make sure she was okay. And then at the end of the show, he went and took a pair of drumsticks and brought it out and handed it to her.
Aww,
it was very, very
Harry.
cute. And now, like, Noah, you went to the show.
And then he spit on the drumsticks and handed it to her.
Yeah.
You do he has like the joke about the golf dads.
Yeah, I don't know if he did that at my show. I don't
really?
remember him doing that.
So that's, or maybe there's a lot
I've
more
seen
golf
that on
dads.
TikTok, but-
So the dads who like bring their daughters or to the concerts, jokes about them. It's like, and it's so classic New York too. It's just like the dads that are like coming off work. They're in their polos. They got the beer in their hand, and literally the section next to us it was very cute. It was a group of like 4 girls. I'm guessing they were all friends. They were probably, my guess would be like young high school. Like they were young, maybe a little younger, that age range.
8th to 9th grade.
Yeah, like somewhere where like, or maybe even younger, like somewhere where you're still like going to concerts with your dad,
Okay.
you know?
Yeah.
And each of their, I think it was like each of their dads. And so there were 4 girls in one row and then the 4 dads behind them and they had other people around
that's
them.
fun.
And it was really cute because all the girls had trucker hats that said, I'm with Golf Dad. And then all the dads had hats that said Golf Dad.
That's funny.
And so when
Don't
Harry...
you love when dads play along
It was
like that?
very cute. And so when Harry did the whole thing, like being like, we've been doing this thing for the shows where I count the golf dads and I count how many there are, and everybody point them out. And so everybody had seen the family and all the kids in the hats. And so everyone was like pointing at the hats. And so he's walking over, he's like looking at the crowd, everybody's pointing because they were right up on the rail in the lower section. And Harry goes and he's like, oh, look at this group. And he's like looking at them and he goes, what do the hats say? And they were like, Golf Dad. He was like, oh, Golf Dad? Oh, okay, yeah, okay. But
honestly, Harry's bringing families together because now girls are probably like, they want their dad to come and stand out.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think there are a lot of
Dad,
people.
I'll notice
He
you.
counted 40 people. He said the record breaking. He was like, you guys will all be the show where we broke the record for the amount of golf dads. And then I think one of them like screamed at Harry if he like wanted a hat, and Harry was like, I'm good.
Aww.
But no, it was
That's mean. He should have just taken
No,
that.
it was a good show. He played
close.
medicine, which everyone freaked out about.
You were very close.
Gia. I don't know how Gia. Well done to Gia. Joe Jonas and Sophie were there, and I didn't realize I was leaving. They were like right behind.
Yeah, I
me.
saw those
Yeah,
videos.
I saw the videos too.
They were in a box though, so they
Sophie
nice
was
and protected.
jamming
Sophie
out.
was jamming. You know, Sophie loves hair. Sophie's a little fangirl.
Yeah, she is.
Now I deliberately wore, like not wore because it was still warm, but I brought a Harry's House sweatshirt that I got the one night only show to the concert. Because in my head, I was like, I'm going to bring a Harry sweatshirt so that in my mind, I won't go buy another sweatshirt. Because I'm like, I already got one. Like, I'm holding it. I don't need to go buy another sweatshirt. G and I walk in. There's no lines at any of the merch stands. And I'm like, oh, shoot. He's got a beautiful lavender.
When did you show up that there were no lines? The
Like
lines were crazy when I showed up.
There was no lines. I also think that they expanded because they were selling merch everywhere.
They also sell it like early in the day.
Yeah,
I
they do,
think.
but they sold it right. You can go right into the main entrance. They sold it when you were getting it through the concessions. They had the merch stands, but then one area they were selling it in the bar. Like it was behind the bar. They were selling it everywhere. So obviously I had to get the lavender hoodie and another long sleeve shirt because I couldn't resist. And then, you get absolutely bamboozled because now I have 2 sweatshirts and a long sleeve shirt. And I'm like, well, now I need a bag. So I had to buy a tote bag because they don't give you bags. Well, because I was like, I'm not going to carry all this around. I had to buy a bag. You know what I thought would actually be a funny idea for a shirt?
You.
And I think it's ironic because it would be our own merch, but like a shirt that says like merch slut or something.
Oh.
like a merch.
I like that.
Like something where you're just a whore for merch.
Yeah, that's
which is
you.
me. I literally own so much merch.
You
it's
are
insane.
a dirty little merch
I
whore.
am a dirty little merch.
Walking on the streets in New York, it's crazy how like every block someone's wearing a Love on Tour shirt.
I know.
Like everyone in the city has gone to see this guy.
It's a lot. I saw some girl with a giant spit on me poster that she wasn't allowed in because the poster was too big.
Oh.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that she was like at the really big poster and
Olivia Wilde wasn't there.
no. The last thing I wanted to ask you, and I wrote this down, but I actually remembered. Devin posted on the Chicks in the Office Instagram when he had commented, and then she posted a screenshot of our group chat, and it says like Rhea Chiffo, Fran Mariano, because in her phone she has our first and last names. Do you have my last name in your phone?
No.
Okay, I don't either, because that made me think as I was like, wait, I think almost everyone in my life, I have their first and last name in my phone.
Including your boyfriend.
No, Joe's actually just says Joe.
Okay. It did have Riley.
Yeah, it just
though,
says
for a little
Joe.
bit.
In the beginning, yeah.
Yeah.
And yours is just Rhea.
No, you're just Fran.
Yeah. And then I have like mom and dad.
I had Fran Mariano. That'd feel wrong to me.
Right? Like, that's what I was thinking because
It
I was
looked
looking
weird
at
when
the.
I saw the
I
photo.
also find it weird
when I
that
was
Devin
looking at the
has
screenshot.
has my last name in
Yeah,
there.
I was
I
looking
think
at
it's
this.
weird because it's not your full first name.
Right. When I was looking at the screenshots
Yes.
and I was like, Rhea Chiffo and Fran Mariano, I guess we are. I guess that's our names.
I have you just as your first name.
So
Rhea and Fran.
Yeah.
think it's
I have your last name as your contact.
Rhea Chiffo.
Do you have Noah or Noah Ives?
I have no Ives.
Yeah.
But that's
How many Noahs
because
do you have on your phone?
you.
Just
you.
me?
I actually only have one Noah. And
Just
it's you.
me?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I guess maybe over time, maybe I'll lose the last name in your phone.
It's more so just like when I first met you, I put it in under that. But
You know what's really offensive? If it was like Noah Barstool. I think that was for a little bit.
no.
Oh, I think I might have had Noah Barstool for a while, but like way early on, really early.
I'm trying
on.
to think of who I still have is like with Barstool at the end. Rhea Chiffo doesn't make sense to me because it's Maria Chiffo.
I hate Fran Mariano.
It's Maria Chiffo or just Rhea.
Yeah, I know.
Like I'm like Madonna.
Exactly. It's like I'll just introduce
Zendaya.
myself. I will introduce myself as Fran or as Francesca Mariano.
Same. Maria Chiffo or
Yeah.
Rhea.
That's why sometimes when we have events or work stuff and we have to like introduce ourselves or say our names or if we're doing anything, oh well, we can say it now because it's out tonight. We did a Jersey Shore special. That's the reveal, guys.
Yes.
This is something we worked
yeah.
on.
This thing we said that we filmed.
Yes,
that
it's
we said we couldn't talk about.
Hopefully everybody watched it last night.
Yes. It'll be out by now.
But the like our nameplates, it just says Fran and Rhea Chicks in the Office, and I was like, good, because I would not have liked it if it said Fran Mariano and Rhea Chiffo. I just feel like either that or Francesca Mariano and Maria Chiffo.
Right, because my initials are not RC.
Yeah.
And when we went to do the Amazing Race thing, and they had our packets, it had FM and RC.
Yeah,
and I was like,
that's
that's
not
not my
me.
initials.
Yeah.
My initials are MC.
Yeah.
Rhea's just a nickname.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And unfortunately, the nickname is the end of my name. And so that is not my initials.
Yeah. So, but anyway, a few months ago, we filmed a Jersey Shore special of like just the history of Jersey Shore, the relevance, the importance, just the historical reality TV show significance of a show like Jersey Shore. We got to be a part of the special that is you can watch on MTV, and it was a lot of fun.
So
Love
cool.
talking about
Our
it.
first, I mean, we've been on TV before, but this is
Yeah.
like TV.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, this is MTV. We're on MTV.
Yeah.
Oh my God. So cool. We honestly didn't know it was coming out this week until
No,
the day
it's
before.
just like
Just popped up.
the promo just popped up. We said, "Oh, there it is."
Yeah, we were
didn't
given
know when this was
no
coming
warning,
out.
or else we would have warned you guys if you missed it to watch, but we didn't
Yeah,
know. So
yeah.
But yeah, hopefully, you know, we looked like stars and whatever. I saw a couple clips. It's not out yet as we're filming this. I saw a couple clips and I was like, damn, I really do have a monotone voice. Nothing I could do about it, you know?
Yeah, I don't know if it was
I think
maybe
it's your
just like the
own
professional setting.
It's more just like your own voice, I think, sounds weird to you. Whereas
Yeah,
when
it
people
does, it
watch,
does,
probably
it does.
will be like, that's how she sounds all the time when she's talking on a podcast. That's
Yeah.
her voice.
Yeah, fair.
So who knows? Very exciting though. Very cool. Super cool that we got to be a part of it.
Yeah.
I thought we were gonna like get cut out of the whole thing. So
Same.
very cool.
I'm glad that it's
And
happening.
very important to me, Jersey Shore,
It is.
as a
It is.
TV show. So let's get into the rest of the show.
Yeah.
We got some topics and a great
Yeah.
interview. We're going to be talking about the Queen, who has
Yeah,
passed
crazy.
away.
Absolutely
Very
wild day.
crazy. Dancing with the Stars cast has been revealed. And Zac Efron reveals what happened to his face when everyone was freaking out about it. And we have a really, really great interview with Justin Long in person, who's so much fun. We talk about a whole range of different things. So let's get into it, starting off with the Queen. Now, a word from our sponsor, BetterHelp. It can be really tough to train your brain to stay in the problem-solving mode when faced with a challenge in life. But when you learn how to find your own solutions, there is no better feeling. A therapist can help you become a better problem solver, making it easier to accomplish your goals no matter how big or small. We all have those daily stressors of life, maybe bigger, some are smaller, and it can become really overwhelming to try to sort things out in your own brain. And that's why a therapist can be great. You could talk about, your own personal life problems or whatever's going through your head with somebody that is outside of your life that can help you. BetterHelp is great because you could do it online. You could do it over the phone, video chat, chatting. You don't need to leave your apartment or your house or, with work. You may be like, how can I see this person in person? You don't have to do any of that. BetterHelp is online therapy and more affordable than regular therapy. So if you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great way to start and a great option that you can look into. It's convenient, it's accessible, it's affordable, and it's entirely online. Getting matched with a therapist after filling out a brief survey, and you can switch therapists at any time. So they will match it for you. When you want to become a better problem solver or just get things straightened out in your life, your brain, help you feel better about your day to day, visit betterhelp.com/office today to get 10% off your first month. That's betterhelp.com/office. R.I.P. the Queen. She has passed.
It's
96 years old.
the Queen. I think this is something the world has expected. There was a plan. There was a code. Apparently, like the code for the plan.
Plan.
Of
What plan?
What happens
Plan
after the
to
Queen?
kill her?
No. It's like what goes
Was she
down once the
assassinated?
Queen dies. Like what goes down. It's called like London Bridge. Is the code was like the code name for
Olympus has fallen.
Well, because they have to plan like when the Queen gets to this age.
This plan has probably
the
been in place for like
firm-
20 years.
Yeah, everybody's got a plan. What happens? Who needs to show up? What's going down? The funeral, everything. I'm sure they have a full rundown. Whole country enters this mourning phase, and there are just over like the next week plus. There's so much that happens. But yes, the Queen has passed away at 96 years old, 70 years on the throne. She is
This is your time to talk about it.
because you're just never going to have a woman like her again in the royal family. I just feel like as the world moves on, the interest and necessity of the royal family declines. And she is really like one of the only ones left that actually made an impact. And now, we move down the line, and I think everybody jokes that the monarchy is irrelevant, and monarchy because she was the queen, but irrelevant royal family, that is just not like functional at this point anymore with the way the world is. And the Queen she was 25. She was the Queen. So much responsibility. I was talking to Devin and Noah about this. Like around that time, it was like in the early, 1950s. Yes, 1950s. And like, you just think about where the world was at that time, what was happening, who she was dealing with, the people she was involved with and everything that was happening, and then also thinking like where women's rights were in our country. It's crazy. It's a crazy comparison. But she will always be remembered for all that she did. And whether, you know, you're one of those royal family conspiracy people and, she's terrible, she did this, that, the other thing, you can't take away everything that she has done in her 7 years being on the throne. And it's quite a legacy. I really don't, no one will ever repeat that legacy. And now Charles is the king, which sucks. I wish we could just skip Charles. I already saw a portrait of Charles as a long live the king. Ugh.
I know nothing about
like
the
Charles.
royal family, which is why I'm not speaking right now.
I know. Charles is up.
I think we should go to London.
I keep
You were
having
saying
dreams.
this yesterday, like randomly, like I need to go to London.
Because I keep having dreams
But then
about
this
being in London.
happens.
Maybe
It's like-
I'm being called to be the queen in my dreams.
The
No, but it is.
it's crazy. We've
It's
never
crazy.
a monarch. There's not been a death.
No, I mean it's insane. She's 96 years old.
Yeah.
Has been
Wait.
the queen
Longest
forever.
reigning queen.
I have a question.
It's the
Who is considered a monarch?
Well, monarch is
Because Princess Diana died, obviously, but she wasn't
no.
considered.
A monarch is just like the queen.
It's only the head.
Yeah.
So now there's just one monarch at a time.
Yes.
I'll
read you the definition. A person who reigns over a kingdom or empire.
Oh. Okay.
So yes, literally it is her. That is her. So was her. Yeah. Thank you, Noah. I know this actually sounds like such a bizarre thing to say at this very moment.
Go for it.
But
I'd welcome something bizarre.
Of all things, of all people, Khloe Kardashian wrote on her Instagram story a really nice statement about the queen dying. Like, it's very well said, more eloquent than I could just said out loud.
I was going to say our version of this would be Kris Jenner dying.
No, Jesus Christ. Anyway, no. She wrote, "Today the world mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II, a sad day for the United Kingdom."
Restart. I'm laughing.
Okay. She said, "Today the world
You got this. You're fumbling your words lately, and I don't know why.
I know. Today, the world mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II, a sad day for the United Kingdom, the Commonwealth, and the world. All of us should admire the Queen's exemplary sense of duty and her commitment to her people. Such an incredible woman and an inspiration to us all. She will always be remembered as someone who led with dignity, grace, and nobility over her 70 years as Queen. There is so much change in our world, and to have the Queen as a constant presence, to me, always brought a sense of comfort and peace. She truly graced the world, and there will never be another like her. All of my love and prayers are with the Queen's family, and my sympathies are with the British people and the Commonwealth. God bless the Queen, and may she rest in peace. She is with her prince now." Isn't that beautiful? Like, that's very
The Queen
well
is crying
said.
in heaven.
That is beautiful. It is
Very well said.
It's crazy to think about somebody keeping their composure for that long to the public, right? The Queen has kept her shit together
Since she was 25.
since she was 25 years old to 96 as the Queen.
Yeah.
Imagine the duties you have as the Queen.
It's insane.
That is crazy.
Yeah.
Truly, like wrapping your head around that is wild.
Yeah. It is. I mean, she was born in 19.
Let's do the math.
I'll do the math, but I am also really bad at that for some reason with age. She was born 1926. 1926.
She was like
Really nuts.
she was an adult when Hitler was and like all
That's
that was
crazy. Imagine living through that and then living through today's world.
And now she's,
how
like, on her
different
iPhone.
they are.
Exactly.
That is insane.
That's what I'm saying. Like the events that she has witnessed in her life is just really, and there's not a lot of people that are still that age anymore, that are that old and that live to that age. And I mean, it definitely is nice to think, a lot of people are saying when Prince Philip went, it was very hard for her. And this has happened fairly soon after Philip passed away. So it's, they will be reunited again so that their actual resting place is the same. And it was a whole ordeal. I feel like since this morning when the news came out of, her health is not great and all the family's coming, that's immediately like she's either dead or is going to die shortly. All members of the royal family headed to Scotland, except, there's some exceptions, but Harry and Will were both there, but not Kate and not Meghan. Harry and Meghan were in London already for some engagements that they had already set up. So Harry went, Meghan didn't. Will went, but not Kate. Kate did not go because apparently it was the kids are starting a new school, so she wanted to be there for that. But I don't know why Meghan had to stay. I guess Meghan's
not welcome.
Meghan's probably like, honey, you
go handle that.
You go. That feels more like
that seems appropriate.
Windsor Castle is
immediate family. Just handle it.
It's so nice, like where she's being buried. I've been there.
Mm-hmm.
You guys would like it.
Yeah, it's all beautiful. So it's pretty crazy, and I think I don't know if anybody actually has a pleasant feeling towards Charles at all. It sucks because now it immediately happens. It's like, oh, well, now Charles is king. He also might not be Charles. His name is Charles, but when you become like, you can be a different name as a king.
You could just pick a different name.
He'd be like King Charles III or something, so he might change it.
King Charlie? Keep it cash.
I don't know. It would be
Bob.
Yeah.
Just like random.
Chuck. Isn't that the other name for Charlie?
It is, yes.
Chuck.
I don't think Chuck gets approved.
I don't think so either.
So there's going to be tons of moments and crazy things. Yeah. There's going to be a lot of events over the next couple of weeks that everybody's going to be very, very tuned into. It's going to be what everybody is talking about, and like we haven't seen this happen since 1953, I think it was.
Now we're going to see it happen a lot.
Of what? Oh, well, Charles is 73.
Charles is going to be dead, and then will be dead.
We'll probably
see at least 2 more in our lifetime. Hopefully,
very
I'm here.
Morbid turn there.
That is. But no, you are right. I think we would in our lifetime we would probably see Charles and Will.
Yeah, God forbid.
Yeah.
Something else happens.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Let's hope so. So it's going to be a crazy thing, but I think we're just, we're so used to all the God Save the Queen and all those things that it feels wrong changing it to king. It really does.
I'm happy that I was in London the year that she.
Yeah.
I guess I don't know why that matters, but
there was a beautiful.
I don't think
it does really.
I don't know if that matters at all.
I don't think it matters one bit.
I was there one more time and I felt her presence.
You felt the Queen's
I went to Buckingham Palace
Well, that's
I'm
true.
really trying to go.
I said we should go tomorrow. We should really go and cover
Me and you?
this.
I'll be honest, I'm pretty disappointed that now I've never been with the Queen as the Queen.
Yeah.
So it does matter.
What
you just said does
matter.
matter.
It is. It does. I'll say it does because now I'm disappointed.
Her face is on the money.
Yeah, like when I go now, it's like all the touristy memorabilia. Is it going to be all Charles now?
They'll still have the Queen
do that
stuff.
with the money? Do they change all the money now? Because her face is on everything. I'm pretty sure.
No, they'll still be floating around.
No, they will.
But it changes.
Well, we got to get there and get some.
I really think that we should go.
Did
you save any with her face on it?
I actually might have some pounds, but I don't know.
A lot of things change, but it's great. There was a beautiful rainbow over Buckingham Palace, right before the announcement came. So it's just very symbolic, but what a time.
God save the Queen.
God did not save the Queen. Sorry, don't put that in there.
I feel like we can.
If you keep on saying you need to make a budget and you just never do it, you never get around to it, if somehow you keep missing credit card payments, or if you're afraid to look at your bank statements, then it's time to take back control of your financial life. Meet Rocket Money, which formerly was Truebill, our favorite financial app. So why did Truebill change its name to Rocket Money? We will tell you what we heard. Truebill, now backed by Rocket Companies, has grown from a bill management app into a full-on personal finance empowerment tool with budgeting, lowering bills, canceling subscriptions, and more, saving each of their members on average $700 a year. And with all that growth comes the next evolution in Truebill's story, which is a new name. So bottom line, Rocket Money is everything that we love about Truebill, but with a fresh feel and look. Rocket Money is great. If you have any questions about budgeting your money or you need it all to be in one place, the app is great. And also, canceling those subscriptions is a huge part of this. I think so many people sign up for things on a trial or whatever, and then they forget about it and they keep being charged. You can manage all of your subscriptions right in the app. So you can start canceling your unused subscriptions and save money at rocketmoney.com/chicks. That's rocketmoney.com/chicks, or download the app from the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
The Dancing with the Stars cast has been revealed for this season. Some fun people on there. We do have the D'Amelio sisters coming on our show soon, and Charlie and Heidi will be...
Well, I think we can say they were on the... We
recorded it. We recorded it.
It won't be out for a couple weeks.
Right. And Charlie and Heidi will be on Dancing with the Stars, as well as a few other notable names.
We can run through it quick because I think there's some fun ones, some surprising ones, and then, as always, there's like Selma Blair is doing Dancing with the Stars. That's a big one. That's a recognizable, you want to go through, because this is the thing people love to say, like, I remember when celebrities were celebrities. Now everyone on the show is just like influencers and like different things. Selma Blair.
I don't know her by name.
Yes, you do.
By name.
Yes,
Selma
you
Blair.
do.
Selma Blair.
Yes, you do.
Cruel
Cruel Intentions, Legally Blonde.
No.
Oh my God.
I don't.
Sometimes you are truly disappointing. Really.
I really don't. Her face doesn't ring a bell. Sorry.
Oh my, that's wild to me. Okay, well, it goes from her to Sam Champion, who's a weatherman. Like it's a nuts.
Oh, Sam from
GMA. Yeah, well, that unbelievable.
He knows the weatherman.
It's like, oh, Sam Champion, GMA? Yeah,
Duh.
well, he's got the inside family track.
Yeah.
The Jesse James Decker is on Dancing with the Stars. I think everyone knows her, reality show, married to Eric Decker, country singer. I'm curious if you were a big fan of Trevor Donovan. He was on 90210. I forget his character's name. The big blonde guy.
No. I wasn't.
Didn't like his character on the show?
It's not that I didn't like his character on the show. I did like his character on the show. Mm-hmm. He had an amazing arc.
He did. He did.
But I wasn't I liked Liam a lot.
I loved Liam too.
Yeah.
He is on there. Teresa Giudice.
Get that money.
I feel like she's going to be
awful.
Really bad.
Yeah.
And I say that kindly.
And her outfits and her hair are going to be crazy.
I just don't have high hopes for her on this show. Now, on the other side of Jersey reality TV royalty, who I actually do think might be pretty good, Vinny. From Jersey Shore. He's got that Chippendales expertise, right? Did he do those shows in Vegas?
He's still doing it.
Oh, he's still doing it?
Yeah.
Oh, so he's going to have some moves. If I had to guess, they're going to have him come out and do some song to Pony or something.
Oh, 100%.
That's writes itself. Cheryl.
That's a good move for Vinny.
Yeah.
To go on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah. Cheryl Ladd is on it, who I don't really know, but she's one of the original Charlie's Angels from the original Charlie's Angels TV show, which I know what that is, but I have never watched that. Jason Lewis, who's an actor who's known from his character on Sex and the City. Also, Shrug.
Damn.
Shrug.
I remember when this cast used to be something.
Yeah.
Now it's just a bunch of no names.
Shangela is one of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race. I've put on a couple episodes of Drag Race and I'm always so entertained, but I've never really consistently watched.
Same.
So I don't know enough about the people. Right. Obviously, we know Charlie and Heidi are going to be on, which will be very interesting between the two of them. Gabby is on Not Rachel, just Gabby.
Gabby, the Bachelorette,
Yeah.
is on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
News to me.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
news to me.
Oh.
Why
my
didn't
God.
we talk about this?
I thought we did. People have been talking about her going to rehearsal for the last couple of
hearsay.
weeks.
It's funny.
No, legit. It's really
out
her.
of the two of them, I would've thought Rachel would've
She's
done it.
partnered with Val. Well, Gabby was a cheerleader,
Oh.
a NFL cheerleader for the Broncos.
Oh, wait, what? Did I not know that? Did you know that?
Damn.
I did know that.
Do you
but
think Rachel's mad?
I don't know. But it's just Gabby.
I mean, that the question raises itself, though.
It does.
Yeah.
Jordan Sparks.
Whoa.
No air.
No air.
Big name.
All summer long, my go-to, like, late night, everybody's kind of hanging around listening to music, or like, what's a good song suggestion? I've been saying No Air for like
It's a
all the
great
time.
song.
It is a good
Such
song.
a good song.
No air, no air.
Oh.
That was probably the worst rendition of that I've ever heard. Like, you just
If
ruined
I
the
should
song.
die before,
I won't fight that. I know it was bad.
it's 'cause
But it wasn't
you
even, like,
took
how it
my
went.
breath away.
no air, no air.
What? Like,
Well, don't make her do it again.
no. I almost want to do it.
Obviously, I
because
know
it's like,
I'm
that's not how
bad.
it's done.
It does. She had the right
It's tell me how I'm
melody. It
supposed to
was
breathe.
just
No,
no air. She was doing it right.
It was, I don't know.
You were doing it right. You were doing it
trying
right.
to.
You were doing it right. Something's wrong with you. Your tear ducts are broken. Okay,
No
Wayne Brady.
No pitch.
No
More like no
air.
pitch.
No air. That's what she's doing, that part. Wow. Assault.
No air, no air.
Rhea
Sounds
just,
like you don't know how to
threw a
speak
pen
English.
at Noah. Wayne Brady, guys. Wayne Brady, also on Dancing with the Stars.
Actual tears coming from my eyes.
Did you guys watch Whose Line Is It Anyway growing up?
I always shut it off.
What? I loved Whose Line
I
Is
felt
It
like
Anyway.
I wasn't old enough to watch it.
Really?
Like I'd be like, this is inappropriate. I need
Wow,
to
that's
shut it
very
off.
that's a very mature decision for
I
a
don't-
young person. Oh my God, I must shut this off.
I don't know why.
I was the opposite. Me and JB and Gio would stay up like late because it would always we would
What
sleep
did
in
it
the
come
basement
on
of the house.
after?
It would come on ABC Family at like midnight.
And it came on after something.
Yeah. It came on
What is
after I can't remember after what, but before the Catholic TV shows would start. You know those ones that would start on ABC Family?
Yes.
The Christian or like the religious ones.
The Tella something.
What was it called?
I don't know, but I know Kellenberg used to film their own
Yeah,
religious
yeah.
TV show from Kellenberg. That was on TV.
And then there's Joseph. I don't know how to say his name.
Let me see.
Bana?
Let me get a shot at it.
Bana? At the top.
Bana.
Bana. He is the son of Arnold Schwarzenegger. That, remember, it was like a big thing that Arnold had an affair in the 90s and he had a son.
Son of claim. What is this? Claim to fame?
So like they couldn't get Patrick. They got Joseph Bana.
Yeah. Yep, that's correct. And then there's Daniel Durant, who is
Kevin Durant's brother.
Nope. Nope. This actor, he's an actor. He he was in Coda and switched at birth on ABC Family. He was born deaf. So he was like, Coda was obviously the movie with all the.
How does that work with dancing? It must be challenging.
They've done it before.
Well,
I guess it's like memorize the dance.
There's and think about
I mean, Tasha from Love Island is a professional dancer.
Professional dancer.
Oh,
We
I
talked about
watched
this.
Love
A lot of you can. There's a lot of timing.
You can
and
feel
sometimes
it,
you
right?
can
Yeah.
feel the music.
Yeah.
Yes. So it's a very interesting cast, and this season certainly a mix of a lot of different folks, and it will be on Disney Plus starting September 19th, I'm interested to see how it goes down because it's like I'm so used to watching
Wait, so
Dancing
it's
with the
live
Stars
on
with
Disney Plus?
commercials.
It's live on Disney
Yeah.
Plus.
Like, and I'm like, these shows kind of need commercials to change the
Do they
set
not-
and
they
move things
definitely won't have
around.
Commercials?
No, I don't think so. It's on a streaming service.
No, I know, but maybe they would like put their own ads in. Or
No, I don't know.
something.
Maybe, but I don't
It's
think
live.
they are doing that. So I think it's a lot like more show, which is I think it's going to be very interesting. So excited for that. That wraps up that. Zac Efron is on the cover of Men's Health, and he's talking a lot about his health journey, and like, I mean, I feel like he's been through a lot of stuff with like these crazy shows that he films now where he's traveling all around the world and eating different things and exercising differently and all these different things. But the big thing that everybody talked about was months ago. Was that even this year? I don't remember.
It was this year.
It was this year. Months ago.
I said that so confidently. I have no idea.
Zac appeared for last year's Earth Day. It was like a clip with Bill Nye. It was last year's Earth Day. His jaw seemed really like big, and everyone thought he got some kind of injectable. It was like, oh my God, Zac Efron, he injected shit into his face. Why would you,
our beautiful little baby?
Why would you do this? The whole thing, everybody freaked out.
Our little Bubba.
Yeah. And
I never said that in my life.
The way I just like ignored that, I was like, yeah, I'm actually just gonna keep reading.
Sorry.
He debunked those rumors. He explained that he did, and I think it was years ago. Like, I don't think this was like a recent break. I think it was like years ago he did this, like a long time ago. He was running around his house in socks. He slipped and smacked his chin against the granite corner of a fountain, which is
I've almost
fountain
slipped in my kitchen before.
No, absolutely. But maybe it was like a
he's
counter.
Rich, of course. He's a fountain in his home.
And then he lost consciousness, and when he came to, his quote, chin bone was hanging off his face.
Oh,
how does that?
Gosh,
I have no idea. It sounds absolutely
he was high.
Awful. It sounds absolutely awful. So he said after that happened, he started doing physical therapy with a specialist to keep the muscles of his fat. I cannot speak anymore. I've just lost it completely.
I've lost your touch.
I've lost your
touch.
The muscles of his face. The muscles of his face and jaw, because of they would overcompensate for after the break, so they would build up. He said his masseters just grew. Even when he was like chewing and stuff, it like would make the muscles grow. He said they just got really, really big. So
and then he just so happened to have to film this Earth Day thing.
Yeah, I guess.
The day after.
I don't know. No, but the thing is like, I don't know unless he did it and then got it removed. If you look at the pictures from the Men's Health article, he looks back to normal. Yeah. Like he looks like how it was before.
Thank God.
I know. He said that. He said that even his own mom wanted to know if he had gone under the knife.
How did he not tell anyone?
I don't. He said, "Look, he like does not. He's really not on like social media or anything. Somebody, I'm sure, told him eventually.
But his mom knew difference. That he shattered his jaw.
He said the actor was unaware that his massive masseters had caused a viral stir, as he kept his distance from social media in the name of self-preservation until his mother brought the conversation to his attention."
That's the difference between people who are very active on social media and then people who are famous that are not active on social media. Whereas, like, we would have found out about this years ago if he was active. We'd be like, oh, he broke his face.
Yeah.
Just Zac Efron casually broke his face and nobody knew.
That's
wild. Also, like,
it's like Bieber
to
with
not
what he just
be
had.
Like paparazzi'd or anything like that. It is true. These people are out here calling the paparazzi on themselves. Because why wouldn't there be pictures of Zac Efron walking
for just
around?
like not caring.
Right, Zac Efron.
He looks really
Imagine
good.
being
People
so famous you don't need to care about social media.
But like anyone, for the most part, if everyone's saying this about you and you had like a serious injury, you'd be like, hey, like.
Right.
But he just didn't even care to do that.
Right, like whatever.
Listen to the beginning of this article. Well, there they are. After Zac Efron removes his jacket and drapes it over the chair beside him, my eyes immediately zoop to his biceps peeking out from beneath his t-shirt.
How objectifying.
I spot a vein so protuberant, that it looks like it's about to exit his skin. I had seen Efron's biceps earlier while on set for his photo shoot. When I got to the ranch in the hills north of Malibu, he was zooming about on an ATV, doing wild circles around the photographer and creating a cloud of dust. The sharp lines of his arms were apparent even through a dust tornado and even from a safe distance away.
Okay, hornball.
It was all, I mean, look, that's men. They're talking about his body. They're talking about
his men's health.
They're talking about his body and the muscles and
horny
all
away.
Those things.
Carry on.
And here he is. But he does. I don't really. His veins are protruding.
They are. They are.
That's. if that's the proper word there.
He talked about
he said his body, like the Baywatch body that he had,
Baywatch thing,
is
like,
he was
was
like
bad.
it was like the worst thing he's ever done.
But I feel like he was like that for a while, like in the Neighbors movies and stuff.
Yeah, but I think Baywatch was really the top of it.
Yeah.
Or he said it was just completely like you could not sustain that
Oh, yeah.
lifestyle, I would say.
I can't even work out at all.
Yeah. Yeah. He likes to just live life quietly now, it seems.
He's a big nature guy.
Well, he does all those shows. He also has agoraphobia, which he really doesn't like to be in big groups.
I feel that.
He said he just doesn't go out. People in large groups, it triggers my agoraphobia. Yeah.
Me and Zac Efron, a lot more similar
One
than
and
I
the
thought.
same.
Remember
That's what I've
the
always
other
said.
week in France, like, well, you don't look like Zac Efron.
Yeah.
Which is why I just said that's what I've always said. But, he does that show, Down to Earth. That's the one, the Netflix one, where it's like they
He almost died that
travel and that I think was a different show.
one time.
He said the Baywatch look, I don't think it's really attainable. It almost looks CGI'd. Powerful diuretics. Ugh. Oh God, it just sounds pretty miserable, I would say at that point.
Yeah.
I'm trying to find the part where he does. Okay, so he said that about 4 years ago, in the span of a year and a half, he tore his ACL, dislocated his shoulder, broke his wrist, threw out his back, and he also shattered his jaw, he says, though that was not a training injury. That slipped and split. And that's what happened.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That sounds miserable.
Yeah. That's crazy. His muscles in his face work together like a symphony where the muscles just overcompensate and they just got really, really big.
Do you ever almost fall in the shower and you have like a moment of like, oh my God?
Yes. So many times.
Yes.
So many
Scary.
I'm like,
times.
what if you fall, especially if you live alone, like,
Mm-hmm. Falling in the shower is
Yeah.
no good.
No, it's or any time you almost slip and catch yourself, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
whew, that was a close one.
Yeah.
I did it the other day on the street. Like the paint, some of the roads have been redone by the office, and the paint for the crosswalk, when it rains, sometimes they're still slippery. And
didn't you fall
I
down
almost
the
went
stairs
down.
at the subway a
Sure
couple years
did.
ago?
I'm good for one good fall a year. Mine hasn't happened yet this year, so that's not good. But thank you. I'm normally good for one spill.
Remember?
Yeah, that was a few years ago. I slipped down like 10 steps all the way to the bottom of the subway stairs.
Remember in the old office where I threw a football
And
at
I
you
fell
and
under
you,
the
like,
desk. I
almost
twisted
smashed
my
it,
ankle.
but you were like this close to smashing your head into
Yeah.
like a glass desk.
Yeah, I watched that video recently, actually.
Yeah. But no, and I think this goes to show how much Zac Efron really just lives his life quietly. It's like when he does have to do press, it's like, yeah, I'll answer it. But that happened a long time ago. And he's like, yeah, I guess I'll explain, like a very logical explanation for why it happened.
I guess I'll explain. I broke my jaw.
Yeah, it's like it said he's just the whole world thought he got plastic surgery, but he's just like, oh, year plus later. No, that's not what happened.
He just doesn't care.
Yep.
That's why we like Zac Efron.
Yep. You guys know we love talking about Allbirds. They have great sneakers for walking, running, all those things, but they also have the Tree Breezer Flat, which is a breathable, super supportive shoe that can keep you comfy from morning to night. They're made of eucalyptus fiber, so they're moisture wicking and odor reducing. They're also so easy to clean. You can put them right in the washing machine and they'll air dry for the perfect refresh. The Tree Breezer Flats come in a wide range of colors for every occasion, mood, and season. For us, you go with a classic black or blue, and you can wear them all over. You can wear them to work. You can wear them out. You can dress them up, down. And they are so breathable. I think that's one of my favorite things about these shoes is that your foot never feels like constrained. It's always a nice feel. They're lightweight, breathable, and cushy all day. Find your perfect pair at allbirds.com today. That's ALLBIRDS.com, allbirds.com.
All right, everyone, we are here with a very special guest. We are joined by Justin Long. He's been on the show before via Zoom, but now we are lucky enough to have you in person. So thanks for joining us.
I'm the lucky one.
Yeah, we had a little discussion before this that it's so weird when you finally meet somebody in person that you had been talking with over Zoom, and then you see like the 4D version of them.
Isn't it strange? I know. We were just saying I ran into a guy last night I know from Instagram, and I felt like, what? Well, I haven't seen you in a while. And then I thought, well, I've never seen you, really.
Yeah.
I've just seen your videos and stuff. Yeah, it's so strange. Strange new
I know.
world.
Yeah.
But it is
Zoom
nice that
world.
we are, I know like we're not totally past Zoom interviews because unfortunately I think now they're here to stay because people can realize, well, can I just do this on Zoom and
I
not,
know.
and
Like,
not
oh, no
leave
more-
my house?
No more
So
press tours.
We did the press junket for this movie. I was in a room in my house. It was so nice. But it's also like you guys, for example, this is
Yes.
you have. I'm experiencing you in a different way, and it's so nice. It's nice.
is.
It adds a nice
Yes,
element,
nice.
which
The energy is there. It's in the room.
totally. You guys, yeah. I'm reading this book about a guy who had to put down his phone for a while because he felt like he was too attached, which is really inspiring to me because I feel like I'd like to do that. Just take a real
I
nice.
think everyone could
Yeah.
do that sometimes.
While people watch this on their phones.
Yeah.
Well, once you're done
Everybody's
with this show,
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
put your phones down. But he said he witnessed this couple on a first date. It was clearly like the first time they were meeting up, and they had met on dating apps, clearly. And he was like eavesdropping on this couple, and these two guys. They were in Provincetown, so they were two guys, and he said they were just exchanging information. He said it was the weirdest thing. It was just like 10 minutes I'm talking. One of them mentioned that their father had recently died, and the other one didn't like say anything about it. They were just like, well, here's what I've been doing for it was wild. It was like the way you communicate on, I guess, social media or text or anything
right.
like that.
Right. Like people aren't listening to what other people have to say. They're just waiting for their turn to talk.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. And I can feel you got your
Yeah.
presence. Like there's something about being present, which you kind of even lose in Zoom.
Yeah,
in a
definitely.
way.
For
There's
sure.
just something intangible.
Do you have your phone on you? I'm not going to
I
ask you to do
don't.
anything weird. I was going to ask
no.
you to check your screen time because we did that yesterday.
Oh,
with
it'll be
guests.
bad.
What would you guess it would be around?
Sometimes I see it and it's like I mean, in my defense, when I do a podcast and I'll keep it on because I read notes on it. Probably around 4 hours, where it's just because it's on a lot.
That's
You're on
nothing.
your
Our guest yesterday was like 12 hours or more.
Oh God,
day.
yeah. No,
Yeah.
I've been trying to
That's-
put it away.
You're on the low end. We're around
Around 6.
5, 6, yeah.
What do you hope to get it down to? I mean, how?
For
Yeah,
It would
it
be
just
impossible
depends
to
on,
get down.
It just depends
Yeah.
on the
Job.
week.
yeah, that's true.
It just really depends on the week where you can either have like sometimes I'll have one that's way higher and way lower. Also, I'm a bad I play games on my phone.
Oh. Like
So like I like still play Candy Crush.
Candy Crush. Oh, you
So
do? Oh, that,
yeah, I do. So unfortunately, that actually really ups my screen
Well,
time.
I love that you still play games. I do.
Yeah.
No, games are great. It's just, but it's a way to keep you on, and that's what they discovered. I
Yeah.
read this great article. They were like the tipping point for social media becoming like kind of a corrupting force was like around the time they invented the like button and the retweet button, because that's when people got like the dopamine hit
Yep.
from like, oh, I have a little attention. So that's myself included. I feel it, you
Yeah.
know, when you post something that like, oh, people like that.
Yeah.
It makes me feel good. But my girlfriend, we went on a vacation. We said, let's put the phones down. We use it for this sounds so wanky, this meditation app. So we do it once a day. We would use that, but we said otherwise we're going to put it down. And the first 24 hours, I was like, I thought this will be no problem. Like I spent how many years without a phone, and I forgot. I was like twitchy, and every time I'd look at the phone like longingly, like I wonder what I'm missing. You know, I had like FOMO from afar, and like who's
well, you
trying
have to make sure that all the notification sounds,
Oh,
everything
totally.
are off,
But
or
still,
else.
oh yeah.
yeah. You're like, oh God.
Yeah, you're like a meerkat.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
oh, it's for me. But after that, like by 48 hours, I felt lighter. I felt more present.
Yeah.
We'd be at dinner, and like, you know, if she got up to go to the bathroom, normally I would make a beeline for my phone, and like I was just sat there and I took in the world, and we were and I watched people again. And like as an actor, it's such a good thing to take any kind of art, entertain. You know, you want to observe people, and especially being in New York, there's so many great characters to watch, and the human zoo, you know. And,
Absolutely. The human zoo is the perfect way to put it.
yeah, I think I think someone said that smarter than me said that, but I
It's okay. You don't
I'll
have
take
to give them credit.
Yeah.
Fuck that. I'm Philip
Yeah.
Roth. What is
On
he?
this podcast,
No?
you took credit.
Okay,
It's
good.
yours.
Yeah. I should think of another great quote, like a Martin Luther King quote.
Yeah.
Something like, it's now
You
mine.
had a dream.
Yeah, yes, I did have a dream.
Not sure who said it,
Yeah, I had a
but
very
Justin
weird
then
dream.
said it as well.
Yeah. But anyway, yeah. So put your okay. So
Yeah.
what am I?
Everyone's got that is
Self-righteously
Yeah.
talking about putting phones down as I like promote my movie on Instagram
right.
constantly.
Yeah.
Well,
so
let's talk about the movie.
Yeah, okay.
Barbarian.
Yeah, nice.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is the name of the
Let's
movie.
pivot.
we were sent some information.
And when this airs, everyone will be able to go see it in theaters. And I know you posted on Instagram
Yeah.
about the thrill of seeing the in
Sure,
theaters.
Yeah. It really
So, anyways,
is.
like, subscribe to
Totally.
this
Oh,
on
like
YouTube.
all my stuff. Yeah.
Tell us about the movie. The trailer looks freaky as hell.
Well, the good thing about the trailers, they don't give anything away.
No, yeah.
Which is really cool. And I read a review in the Hollywood Reporter, which I shouldn't do because it's funny because it's got like a ridiculously high Rotten Tomatoes score. But the way my brain works
gonna
is
check it.
it's high. It's good. The last I checked, maybe it's plummeted in the
won't
last
tell
20
you.
minutes. But I'm curious about the few that gave it a rotten score.
Right.
What is it?
94.
Hey.
Ooh.
All right.
Yeah.
Looking
That's
at the
cool.
camera.
Better than
Right,
Don't Worry,
everyone.
Darling.
Oh boy.
Kidding,
Yeah, we're
I'm
not
kidding.
worrying. Darlings. Yeah, what is oh man, what we could get into that one.
Yeah. Let's keep talking about your movie and then we'll ask you about that.
No. Well, no. But it's I can't wait for you guys to see it because it's like it really is such a fun one to see.
Can you
with an
talk about
audience.
your character? Because I feel like, I'm watching these trailers, I'm reading
Yeah.
reviews, and it's like, oh, Justin Long plays this role, but you're not really fully seen.
No, well,
like
because
there's a glimpse of you in the trailer,
Right.
and I think everyone's like, wait a second, was that Justin
Yeah.
Long?
Yeah, no, because it's part of the. I know it's difficult because I'm also going on these shows to talk about it, but then they're like, don't talk about it.
Yeah.
So it's
right,
a little
right.
challenging.
Don't give too much away.
Right, and because so much of the fun is discovering discovering the surprises. Because Zach Efron, who wrote and directed it, he's from this. I knew him from the sketch comedy Whitest Kids You Know. He's a really funny guy, but he also is a real big horror fan, and so he knows how savvy horror audiences have gotten. You kind of know what's happening. Like everything's kind of been done, and so he really made sure he subverted the audience's expectations about what was going to happen. So much of the fun is just watching people be surprised by what's happening. And my character is involved in a lot of those surprises, so they don't want to. So it's hard to talk about without spoiling anything. But I can say he's very problematic.
Okay.
If he lived in this world, he would be canceled in a heartbeat. He'd be canceled as soon as he came out of the womb. While the placenta was still glistening, he would not be allowed to do anything. He does a really heinous thing, and is one of those narcissists who just is not accountable for his.
okay.
Yeah, which is fun.
Very opposite of who you are.
Yes, thank you for
and
assuming
movies
that.
you've done.
Yes.
The horror movies are so interesting. I feel like they have to be kind of so unique to film. And what do you think, the connection now? Because we see so many known comedy directors and kind of getting into the horror genre. What do you think is the connection between those two things?
Well, I think they're two sides of the same coin.
Yeah.
Like the being afraid and laughing are often. They often happen in the same breath.
Yeah,
when
true.
you're watching a horror movie, people diffuse their own tension by laughing. It's like you're immediately reminded that you're not in any immediate danger, that there's not any present fear, and so you laugh at how scared you had gotten. That's how I internalize it anyway. And I was just talking to these guys about the phenomenon of someone tripping. Some very basic comedic thing, if somebody trips a little bit, let's say it's it could be either really funny or really tragic. There's a great line in this movie Crimes and Misdemeanors Woody Allen movie, where sorry, you can cut that. You can bleep that part out. But unfortunately, he wrote some great lines, and there's a great line where he says, this character played by Alan Alda says, if it bends, it's funny. If it breaks, it's tragedy. They're so close to one another.
That's
they
so
live
true.
on just so you have to ride that razor's edge, which Zac does so well.
Right.
Like if
Well,
somebody
you don't know when to laugh or when to be afraid. I actually just had this happen this weekend.
Yeah.
We were playing a game.
Yeah.
And a drinking game, but it was we were throwing this ball around, and it was kind of tough, and one girl was not. She should have been paying attention. She wasn't, and she got drilled in the head and like dropped. And we all everyone was like, oh my, there was a 5-second hesitation where it was like, are we all going to laugh or is she actually hurt? And we have to like ask her if she's okay. But she popped up and laughed, and then we all laughed. So it was in retrospect funny, but it could have been not funny.
Isn't that interesting? You'd have hopefully a wildly different reaction depending on how it turned out. But I see that on Instagram a lot, or videos that, cause since I'm always on my phone, when people send me things, I need to know. Oftentimes it involves somebody getting like falling down and forget, you see those and you want to know. They usually say in the caption like, this person was fine, or like, I remember there was that thing years ago that that anchor woman, Serene Branson in LA, she had like some sort of mental lapse. I don't know. It felt like a stroke at the time, and she just started speaking gibberish. But she was speaking gibberish in a way that was like kind of a news anchory, like entertainment journalist. Like she's like, I'm at the Emmys and does and and it was like until you knew. She then came out and said, I'm okay. It was just a brief thing. So until that news came out, it was hard. You couldn't really laugh at it. It was too dark. So she kind of made it gave everyone like the permission to laugh. I guess.
That's a very interesting way to explain, I think, how close they are, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
They live in such close proximity. I think that it comes down to whether if you lean too far into the tragic. So if there was a bar we used to go to called Birds in LA, and there was a bump on the sidewalk outside, and it'd be fun to sit out there and just every once in a while someone would trip. And the best ones were obviously the like cool, that it's Franklin Village, so they're like cool Silver Lake guys and like, with the cigarettes rolled up and like sunglasses and when it's raining and like those guys would trip and they get kind of like self-conscious. And sometimes my favorite is when they look back at the bump like it was the street's fault, like what the fuck, and that's always the funniest. But then if obviously
put that curb there.
You want to go? What's up, bro? It's just a sidewalk. But then when there were, like obviously if it's like a sweet old lady or somebody with a cane or something, it's like it's heartbreaking, and it's the same setup, it's the same situation, it's just a different outcome. And it's either tragic and sad or
funny,
hilarious.
Are there some laughs in Barbarian or
so ones that I didn't expect when we were shooting them? Zac doesn't play anything. It was my favorite comedy is not jokey comedy. It's not played for jokes. Like oh man, we were just watching. Girlfriend and I were watching Big the other day. I didn't see Big in so long, and I hadn't seen it since I was little. And so like a lot of those funny situations were kind of lost on me because I didn't understand sexuality and like and so much of that depends on, and the poignancy was kind of lost when he's like, when he gets busy working, he's like, I'm working, I don't have time for you, and his friend is like, I'm your best friend, and it's like heartbreaking and but so we were marveling at how good Tom Hanks was to embody like a kid like that, and but so much of that had been lost on me, and so much of it is just involved. But they're not jokes; they're just like he's so committed. If you watch that movie, it's like he's just so committed to being a kid, behaving like a kid, that's funny enough. He's in these adult situations. So in Barbarian, for example, there's this whole sequence where I'm measuring. I have a tape measure and I'm just measuring this like space that I find beneath the house, beneath this Airbnb, and all of this awful stuff had just happened in the space, and I'm unaware of it, my character. And I remember when we were shooting it, and I thought it was kind of nice to do because it was, doing horror movies is so intense that it requires so much. The stakes are so high that like not I'm like, whoa, it's exhausting. It's so tiring being in a movie. But it is like
the toll it takes on you.
Oh God, yeah.
Mentally.
I know. Mentally, physically, I know. But it can be like, I was 43 at the time, 44, and so I get a little tired, and so this was a day where I was like, the scene, I showed up and I was like, oh, I'm just measuring stuff, and so it was kind of fun, and I got to do like sort of bits, and it was before I know how awful everything unfolds, and so it's like, and so I'm doing it, but I remember thinking, and I don't even know, I said to Zach, the director, but I remember thinking like, why does he need all this footage of me measuring stuff? It's like, and he's like, try you measuring this, and like do more bits, and he was really encouraging me. And then when I saw it in the context of the movie, and the audience knows that something awful is there. Zach was smart enough to really play that out as long as possible, and it gets just me measuring stuff gets the craziest laughs. I know this doesn't make any sense until you see it. I'm sorry, but it is so. It was unexpectedly funny to me.
It's like one of those things where you're watching and you're like, what is this guy doing? Like you're in the middle of like a horror film and you're just like, what's going on?
Right, but once you see it, it like makes sense. And I just didn't maybe read it properly.
Did you like playing a role like this?
I have to say I loved it. Somebody asked me, were you insulted that that Zach wanted you to play this part?
Right.
Like I said, he really is a despicable person. And Zach was
just
like
you.
It's got to be Justin.
Oh, classic Justin Long. But I loved it. There was something really, I don't know, freeing about getting to play somebody so despicable, so somebody so to explore that, because
it's a little fun.
Yeah, because it I don't know, there are parts of you that there's a darkness that I think resides in everyone, and I hope they don't play this back one day and like, well, see, we should have seen this coming.
He's like, there's a darkness and just like zooms in.
Well, but you know what it is? It's a selfishness that like I try in my life to be considerate of people and to be really mindful of people, and so there was something kind of weirdly liberating about like not caring about what somebody thinks.
Fuck everybody.
Kind of, yeah. Like, and the thing that he does, this is so cryptic and this is going to be annoying to hear, but like he does an awful thing. Obviously that was the thing that was very hard for me to imagine having done, and the shame and the self-loathing that must come with that. But the other stuff is like, he's an actor, and depending on who he's around, he like performs a little differently. Like if he's talking to his mom, he's like, what mom? He's entitled, and then if it's around a girl, he's like, yo, what's up? He's kind of like, and if he's whatever, that was interesting to explore. I watch a lot of The Bachelor. I think we've talked about The Bachelor.
Yes. We were gonna ask if you've been watching this season.
Inspiration.
Oh man, yes. Well, so those guys are, they perform a lot. They're performing cool guy or romantic, whatever it is, and there's a lot of performers this year. I'm curious how you feel about how everything went down. I love Gabby. I'm like such a Gabby fan.
I do too.
I think she's so like emotionally intelligent and evolved. I think she's really like an evolved person.
I think Gabby gets a bad rep because she has been made fun of a lot for this season for all the
Well, she's a good listener.
And so like
she
people,
is.
So people think that it's like that's become like the joke, but she's very self-aware. She jokes about it.
Oh.
And then I also think she has these lines where you don't. Sometimes it may not sound like the actual sound of it. People are like, "Oh, what is she talking about?" But the words she are saying are great. Like
Totally.
she's like, when she has these lines where she's like, I've not been reckless with these guys. They have been reckless with me. Like she has these
She's
lines where
really-
you're like, she knows what
really
she's
evolved.
talking about.
It really like emotion. Yeah, I like when she said to Jason, who was like, I just don't know if I can get there. That was wild. And she's like, I like that she went back to him and said, she's kind to all of them. She's very kind.
Yeah.
But she said, you led me on. I like that she like called him out on, because these guys are so aware of their persona and how they're perceived publicly. I think a lot of them, and which must be frightening. Even the way what's his face? Oh God, Eric. Was like, went back on camera and said the thing they talked about privately. And Gabby was savvy enough to be aware of that, see that as such a red flag. I wish she had committed to that. Actually,
I think Gabby's taking it more seriously and finding the person that's truly right for her. Where Rachel, I think, just wants to get engaged. Like I think Rachel's like, I'll get engaged to whoever as long as I'm getting engaged at the end of this.
Look no further than Tino still being in the running. What?
Yeah.
That guy
So we were like, well, from day one, I said I think they're gonna end up engaged. I still think that's the case, although I think it ends. Just from the previews.
Really?
But then
from day one, you thought that?
Day one, I said it. Then
Episode 1, she said, I think Rachel and Tino are
halfway
engaged.
through the
Good for
season,
you.
I was like, I'm so out on Tino. Like, I am so out on him. His parents,
Oh,
the whole
man.
thing. What do you think? Your prediction of what happens with all the previews? Like, she's like, how come you went back on what you said? Like, is she engaged? Is she not engaged? I can't figure it out.
I can't imagine Tino making it through another week without doing something wild and dark and like just revealing himself. Because after that hometown, I thought for sure she was gonna be like Rachel was gonna be like, I can't do this. This is too wild. They just weren't kind. I mean, they were really like hostile, and, like, And then when Tino was like, yeah, but I think I'm the way he said I love you. I want to recreate that somehow, Rachel. He couldn't look at her in the eye.
Yeah,
He was like twitchy and like, I think I'm falling in love with you. I mean, it was like, and the kissing with the tongue darting out. That's too much for me to. It's hard for me to watch that. I just thought for sure she'd be like, you're what? You're in love with me after like. And he wasn't at all being respectful of like what she just went through.
Yeah, no, that
He's
was
like, my parents will come around. Don't worry. Like, how do you know? She's like, well, how do you? I can't believe she wasn't like, what? How do you know? What?
Yeah.
What is the?
Well, it was hilarious that the first line he threw out was, they adored you. And
They adored you.
And she was like, no, they didn't.
Right.
I know.
And he doubled down. He was like, no, they really did adore you. She's
Trust-
like, no, they
that's
didn't.
how my parents
And then
show
he
it.
said, well, I love you.
And then,
Yeah,
and then
he had to.
Yeah.
He was like, I love you. It was like,
Yeah. He said,
it's like an ace in the hole.
He goes, she was like, they were really hard on me. And he goes, they're really hard on me too. It's like, no shit, those are your parents.
I know. And by the way, they weren't hard enough on you.
Yeah.
Right. Like,
I think it does show that Rhea made that guess at the beginning, because I almost think you could go back and say he was playing a perfect game.
he did say he hit all his marks.
He
Yes.
was playing a perfect game, which is why maybe right at the beginning we were like, ooh, this guy's good. But perhaps it was because he knew that.
Well, he'd get really entitled about certain things.
Yeah.
He didn't like when other guys got attention, and like, I thought she'd see through, but she also likes being validated. Validation for her goes a long way. Some might say too far. After that experience, you're right. As soon as he said "I love you," it was like, oh, all is forgiven.
Right.
Yeah.
We're getting engaged.
Yes, great. I think maybe you're right. I think maybe that's what she wants.
But now my theory is they got engaged and then he did something bad.
Probably.
And then they break up.
If I for her
Because
sake,
they
I hope so
extended,
for her sake.
they extended the finale.
Oh, they did. That's right. When Jesse came in, it was very dramatic. Unfortunately,
Empty
we can't
studio.
show you the rest.
It
I
felt
know.
like it felt like something happened. Like it was a breaking
Drastic.
news report.
I said,
I
like,
fall for it every
maybe-
year when they're like,
Right.
"This has never happened before" on the bed. I'm like, "What could it be?" And then it's like, it's kind of happened before.
Yeah. I'm thinking maybe he cheated or something, like, because they can't really see each other, talk to each other. I don't know. I'm just throwing theories out there
Well,
because
knows?
something
He did
something
something.
happened.
He did something.
If she ends up with him, something happened where they're no longer together.
Yes.
Yeah, she said
that's
something along the
fair.
lines of like, I want to know why you did what you did.
Yeah.
Well, it could be because they get really insecure about other guys, like they're being with other guys, and that happened a lot. I felt so bad for Gabby when that. I kind of wish she hadn't gone back to Eric because Eric, I thought had already like revealed himself.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
she kind of like busted him, she was like, "We talked about this in the privacy of the like fantasy suite."
Do you think
I
there was a
think- I
producer
think that-
I
doing
like Eric.
I think that was a setup.
right?
do.
They were like, you
Yeah.
have to go talk about this on camera.
I think that was a setup.
Oh,
I
okay,
think they were
maybe. I
because
hope so.
every fantasy there's always like now that's like the thing. Oh, one of the guys or the girls gets upset about there
Yes.
being other guys, and I feel like they had a private conversation, and then producers are like, oh, how'd it go? What'd you talk about? And then they're like, ooh, you should maybe bring that up again.
Maybe. I can see Eric getting a little wild about what she said about Jason because she did
They
say
need some
like,
tension with all Gabby's other guys just leaving.
well, I know. I feel bad for her, but it's also like if then they're not meant to be.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I'm at the point where it's like you either have that or you don't. Like either a person wants to, he's just not that into you. Like a guy will show you. You know.
Oh my God!
to
Well,
bring us- oh, whoa, so meta. But like that's why. I
holy
love,
shit!
Jennifer Goodman.
it came full circle.
All right,
I'll
that
see,
wraps
guys.
up the interview.
Well, I was a big Nate fan. That's why I like Nate because to me, Nate, and I know he did something. I'm not aware of. Trying to stay off my phone, so I didn't see the chatter about what Nate did. But I thought they had such it was one of those rare, like very easy connections. Like the chemistry was so clear.
I think she didn't want to be a mom yet.
I know, which is like, I don't want to, she must have like, I know she has
Yeah,
those
she
issues
talked
with
very
that.
much
And she was
about
honest
it.
about it.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I'm now excited for the end of this season. I'll say that. I'm
Yeah.
excited to see where they end up. And I, for so long, was like, Rachel's definitely engaged, Gabby's not. It has turned for me. I think Gabby ends up with Eric, and they're like good. And I think,
Really?
yeah, and I think Rachel has this explosive thing with Tino.
Yeah.
What about Zach? Do you think he tells her? That was great. Good for Zach.
Yeah.
For standing up.
Yeah,
from-
that was. What
He
did
was like,
you
all right,
think?
we have to talk. We have to have a conversation about this.
I thought his family was so sweet. I mean, how do you go from Zach's family to Tino's family and be like, Zach, I can do without, but Tino's. I mean, like, how do you? That's somebody who's not maybe looking at the right thing.
Yes.
Right.
I think she's a nice person. I don't mean to like.
Yeah.
But I'm curious who you think is going to be the Bachelor.
I think Zach might be getting
You
the
think Zach?
Bachelor
I
push.
think I think he
last
might be
episode.
too young.
Oh, really?
Okay, Rachel's
okay,
eyes.
Rachel.
No, okay,
Okay,
Rachel. Apologies, I know.
Okay, Rachel.
I know.
Too young.
I think he's really convicted. I think he really wants to get engaged.
I think it's. Kidding. I think it's.
Well, that was the
more,
funniest thing. Like Rachel's like 4
she's
months older than
26.
him.
I know.
And
You're
she's
a little
like,
young for me.
Right,
Yeah.
like
You haven't
relax.
experienced the world enough. Like,
Yeah.
well, wait 3 months.
Yeah,
You're my age.
They're literally, it's not even like a full year, which wouldn't be a big difference anyway.
No.
But
No.
4 months. Is
I know.
Like,
Well, it was clearly not the
no,
reason.
I
It
think
was like a
there
gentleman's
was something
breakup.
else. Like she was looking for anything to.
Which is mean. She was
Yes.
looking for a reason to not
Yeah.
break up with him,
Yeah.
and she was trying to put it on him, which is gaslighting.
I don't think.
She's
Yeah,
gaslighting.
I don't think she's ready.
Not
I
for a
think-
nice guy.
Yeah, I think.
maybe.
Yeah,
Who
I
really
think.
is?
I think
Yeah.
he.
I am
I,
44. I'm finally
yeah,
ready.
let's unpack that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he should have flipped it on her and be like, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Right.
But you can't do that.
I felt so bad from when they filmed the like morning after, and
It was so awkward.
So
Oh
awkward.
my god,
And
the coffee talk when she
Oh.
goes,
Yeah, yeah.
he goes, you can really taste the beans, and she goes, yeah, like you just chomped on them, and he makes a face. He goes,
I didn't like that.
You could tell.
I thought that was a mean
It was
moment.
weird.
She
It
was,
was
trying
weird.
to. I know that behavior. It's like you're trying to push somebody away.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
You're trying to make them the
Feel
weird ones.
stupid and
feel
weird,
stupid
yeah.
and awkward.
Yeah.
And it's awkward to be. It must be with cameras around. It must
Right.
be. I'm so uncomfortable when cameras are around. But it must be weird. I think that's Jason's thing. That was wild that he was like, I just feel like I don't know you.
Right.
And then
that was wild.
I would love to know, like, who held a gun to Jason's head to come on this show?
know,
His
you
mom.
haven't seen it.
Like, it must have been his parent. Like, it must have
might
been
have
his
been.
mom or his sister, somebody, because
Might have
he's
been.
like, this show is. He's basically said this show is really fake. I don't know you. You don't know me. Like,
When he
Well-
started saying all that, he was like, you don't know me, I don't know you. It's
Yeah.
like he
It's
was like,
you can't do that late in the game.
yeah.
Then it
That's
becomes-
somebody who goes on thinking, oh, okay, I'll just pop on, and then they make it too far, and they're like, shit.
It's also every week when you get the rose, it's like there's got to be a part of him that's like I knows they don't have that connection, or whatever it was that he ended up saying. But
Yeah.
like, so then what's compelling you to stay? Is
Yeah.
it fame? Is it? I mean, some darker things at play.
Yeah.
Like I want to be on TV longer. I want to keep going on these fun trips, and it's like at the expense of this person. Gabby has like real feelings at stake, and she's like, it's
You can
pretty-
tell she's a lot more mature than Rachel is.
Yes.
Yeah.
is it group viewing of this show for you? Like, you mentioned
got-
girlfriend.
I got her into it.
She
I
watches
corrupted
now?
her. Yeah, I
I
an
love
ex
it.
years
That's
ago
great.
got
That's
me,
amazing.
So it depends on how you look at it.
Right. She's probably like, darn it. I
Yeah.
did that to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
she's more militant than I am. We were watching. It was like 7:58, and she was like, it was on like the wrong channel. Yeah,
Change
she's
the channel. Change the channel.
really into
you,
it.
You guys have been a little bit more on Instagram, I would say, than maybe at the beginning. Is that like a conscious? Do you have a discussion like, okay, we've reached the point where we're gonna post each other on Instagram?
It's funny. No, except for the first one.
Yeah.
I remember the first one was like, I'm gonna put. No, and it's the first time in my life that I don't have any hang-ups about that, and I think it's because I just feel much like Zach.
You're
I
ready.
feel like
You're
real
ready. You're
conviction.
ready.
Yeah, I'm ready. Finally, it only took 44 years, but I think it's more than that. I just feel so convicted about
Yeah.
how I know. I feel comfortable and safe, and I know how I feel about her, so I don't feel any sort of squirreliness about, not putting stuff
That's
out there. So
beautiful.
yeah. I mean, I don't want to nauseate people.
Yeah, of course.
No, but we love
happy
it.
idea.
We
Yeah.
love it.
That's amazing. We're getting the wrap it up, so
Yeah,
we will
yeah.
wrap it up.
See him in
Which
the
is
corner.
fun.
I missed it.
Yeah. It's funny because we have great guests, and because I have like a direct view, so
Yeah.
I can see it. But it's like without, you never want to cut somebody off.
No,
you know?
and then
Especially when they're talking about. Sorry, I
No,
just
sorry.
cut you off.
No,
That's
I'm
ironic. Yeah.
yeah, you're talking about like how in love you are.
I
and we're
know.
like-
yeah, you're like, all right, wrap it up.
She's the best. I'm so live. We're going. Oh, sorry. Okay.
No, we're
man.
so happy to hear
Yes.
that. But
Oh,
like you
no.
said, it's like we want to keep talking to you, and then when we're like, all right, that wraps it up, it's like, wait, did they think that we wanted to wrap
Yeah,
it up? Because
no,
we're
I
being
bet.
told.
We're getting
No,
the wrap it up,
likewise,
which
by the
is
way.
great. We have so much
Right.
fun talking to you.
Likewise.
It's such a great time
I
all
know,
the
I
time.
could do this for hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and we could. I feel like you need a Bachelor outlet. Like
yes.
I feel like you need.
Well-
We should have you do a
somebody to
recap
talk
next
We
season.
should. Yeah,
I'd
Where
love
you
that.
just
Yeah.
come on and do a
We
recap
would-
of the show.
I love that.
we do recaps every week.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Recap
Yep.
episodes. So
I'm in. Please.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
That
we
would
will
be
have Justin
amazing.
do that. Justin, thank you so
Yes.
much.
Thank
Everyone
you,
go see
guys.
Barbarian in
Yes.
theaters. You can go see it now. Movies out September 9th.
Yes.
Which, if you're listening, I believe is today. So,
Yeah,
so you
it's
can
really
head to
fun.
the theaters, check it out, and prepare to be scared. And look at that Rotten Tomato score. It's a good movie,
high.
guys.
Yeah.
It's high.
Tomatoes.
It's high.
It's fun. It's a good one.
Thanks, Justin.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
You.
All right, that wraps up today's episode of Chicks in the Office. Make sure you are subscribing everywhere. We are almost at 100,000 followers or subscribers on our YouTube. So make sure you subscribe on there. We love you guys, and we'll talk to you on Monday.